Please welcome to the stage Eric Ebenstein of TikTok and featured content creators Dominique Bogle at Hair Anatomy UK and Crystal Vargas at Crystal Percussion.
Ready? All right. Well, hi, everybody. Thank you very much for having us here today. This is the panel about creators of change, unlocking innovation, connections, and impact. My name is Eric Ebenstein. I'm the Senior Director for Public Policy of the Americas at TikTok, and I've been with the company almost 7 years. Today is a great day to talk about TikTok. Last week I was in Argentina for the week, talking to government, NGO, third-party partners. Today I'm in the city of my birth, and I'm talking creators, the lifeblood of TikTok. I have a great job. Quick little bit of audience participation, if you would indulge me. Who is, raise of hands, who is on TikTok, has a TikTok account? Who has seen a TikTok? You've seen the videos before, right? All right, really easy softball. Who's heard of TikTok? All right, last one. Who's heard of TikTok before I heard of TikTok? All right, I think I'm the OG in the audience, but you can check me on that after the case. So before we talk to our amazing creators, I want to just get to introduce them a little bit. One flew from the United Kingdom, Dom, and one who arguably took an even more treacherous route across the George Washington Bridge from New Jersey, Crystal. Before you hear from them, I believe the best way to understand how they TikTok is to see their TikToks. So I think there'll be a quick video.
Dominique, when I look at you're so clever and you're so patient, and what you do is an art. But your company basically formed from you having alopecia.
Absolutely, yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Come spend 42 hours with me. My name is Crystal. I'm an 8th grade social studies teacher by day. Shout out to my school, shout out to my students. But by night, I'm always driving to a gig somewhere.
Yes, yes, very cool. So a couple of 3 quick TikTok facts. Our mission statement at TikTok is to inspire creativity and bring joy. I think those videos showed that a little bit. For those of you who had your hands up before, you're part of a community of over 1 billion global users on the platform. And maybe my favorite fun fact for the day is every minute globally, around 66,000 videos are uploaded to TikTok. So it's quite a vibrant community. So let's get to the reason why we're all here. Crystal, I'll start with you. How did you get started on TikTok, and what's it done for you both as an educator and a musician?
Sounds great. First, I'd like to share that I am in my 20th year as an educator, and I am a lifelong musician. I got started on TikTok about 5 years ago. I had a group of 8th grade students beg me to get on the app. And I fell into the hype, and I opened up an account under the username Civics Teacher. I initially thought that I'd post social studies content, but fast forward, I decided to throw some drumming videos onto the app, and the first viral video was actually the bucket drumming video that you just saw. And that was during a school trip to Boston. I decided to jam out with this busker. My students go wild, and it was just a hit. I'd say that was the game-changing moment for me on the app. As a percussionist, the visibility is massive, the brand reach, and so the demand sort of went up for me, and the bookings started to come in even more. So as far as the business part of the the app, the revenue was coming in, doing the live streaming, building a community, and then jumping over to me being a teacher. The students look at me as someone that they can relate to. I'm approachable, there's a connection, I meet them where they are, and I guess I get a few more cool points, walking in the hallways and saying, oh my gosh, that's the TikTok teacher. Like, well, no, actually I'm a social studies teacher. But the connections that I'm able to make by being so visible online has afforded me an opportunity to raise the bar for my students a little bit higher than normal. They want to impress me and they want to, make me proud. So it's an awesome opportunity to hook them in and then sort of show them that I can do, or we can do more than just this one lane that maybe we're focused on. We can open things up, think outside the box, be a teacher, be a musician, be a live streamer, entrepreneur, and so forth. I mean, you may lack sleep, but as long as you're happy doing it, I think that's the whole point.
So let me just follow up on 1 second there. You mentioned that first video that we saw went viral. The videos I post, I'll share and be honest, get about 1,000 video views, maybe 2,000 if it's really good. What does viral mean in your experience, and specifically in that video?
I think I have you beat a little bit.
Okay, well, maybe.
A
Let's see.
few million views, hundreds of thousands of shares, tens of thousands of comments, reposts. So.
Okay, so I have some work to do. All right, great. Dom, I'd like to hear a little bit about your story. You're also active on TikTok Shop, which is part of TikTok. Love to hear when and how and why you got started, and how has your experience led you to create your business, Hair Anatomy?
Absolutely. So hi guys, I'm Dom from the UK. I started my business about 3 years ago when I went for a personal journey with hair loss, as you saw in the VT earlier. And I went on a quest to find wigs that were affordable, good quality, but it was hard to find in the UK. So I went on a quest to work with manufacturers, get samples, and then I started my TikTok around 2 years ago. I did my first live, and we generated around £15,000 in that live, which is about $18,000, right? And I thought, wow, TikTok is a really great app, a really great opportunity. And we started to build a community from there. And since starting TikTok, it's been about 2 years now since leaving my corporate job, but I was able to leave that within 8 months of starting. So it's been absolutely incredible. And TikTok has been really fundamental in me leaving my job.
So let's talk about that for a second. You obviously had a day job. Talk about what your day job was, how much time you started dedicating to being on TikTok Shop and TikTok Live, and how and when you decided you knew you could make the transition.
Absolutely. So my day job was working in corporate banking, so very different from TikTok. So on the weekends, I would go live, connect with my audience, build my community, and I'd also work on the weekends as well. So my day would look like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'd wake up, I would pack orders, do my day job, and then between 6 and 9, I would go live and try the wigs on and share my products with the viewers on TikTok Shop.
So you started a business effectively out of your own home and on TikTok. How much? What's the barrier to entry from someone who's not on TikTok at all to starting to get on TikTok to potentially following in your footsteps? How much money did you put in? How did that work?
Very, very low. So my initial investment was £500, and that was just buying 5 wigs. We showcased them on TikTok, and then from there it was able to grow and leverage. And now we've hit just shy of 7 figures in revenue on TikTok Shop in under 2 years.
That's amazing. I want to make sure we get your guys' promotions on there. So if you would, tell us quickly your handle and the number of followers you have on your account.
So the handle is Hair Anatomy UK Limited, and I've got just over 60,000 followers.
Amazing. Crystal?
And my handle is @Crystal Percussion. I have a little over 189,000 followers.
Amazing. So a handful more questions that I'll give to both of you and let you kind of bounce some information off of each other. What's been the impact of your content, your story, your journey on TikTok and off TikTok? How has it impacted? Crystal's talked about it a little bit. What's it been like since you've become TikTok stars?
I'd say the community that we've been able to build. I help a lot of women that go through the worst cases of cancer, alopecia, and they tell me time and time again that Hair Anatomy has been able to help them feel like themselves, feel human again, feel confident in their own skin. And I just think it's been absolutely incredible to be able to touch lives in that way. In terms of my business inside, I've been able to employ 3 to 4 individuals that work for my organisation. My mum also has left her full-time corporate role. She's in the crowd somewhere, so shout out to mum. You know, and we've been able to really help the wider community and job creation as well within my local area.
Crystal, how about you?
Oh boy, so I mean, the impact for me has been, honestly, in the classroom, I just had no idea that it would translate to me being a better teacher. Being so visible and having this much reach, you know, I get to take what I preach in class as far as values and doing right in the world. I get to showcase that on TikTok, and it's really cool to be able to speak about something in the classroom and really show it online. And the students are able to see, hopefully, a role model and say, oh, wow, Ms. Vargas is not just here preaching to us. She's actually living by the words that she believes in, that being, you know, respect, acceptance, community, kindness, compassion. On TikTok Live, there's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of back and forth with the community. And you have a very diverse group of people in a chat. When you show acceptance, people feed off of that energy. And the most important people that are looking, the young generation, seeing how that looks and how it feels to be in a position where you have a platform to showcase this, I think is the biggest reward, aside from the revenue that is there as well.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there, especially on the lives, because you can connect there dynamically with your viewers. You know, they get to know, they get to like, they get to trust you straight away. So that constant trust and connection is being built there in real time, and you don't get that you know, anywhere else.
So that's a great segue, and I want to talk next about how you both engage with your community. How do you interact with them? For those of the people in the audience who aren't expert content creators like the three of us, how do you deal with comments and respond to your audience, and how do you talk on live and on shop? What does it look like when there's people commenting on your videos? Do you respond to those comments in new videos on the app? How does that all happen, and happen organically and authentically?
It's within the live, so we interact, you know, straight away in a dialogue straight on the live. So if I see comments come in, I'll say, oh, hi, Hannah, how you doing? You know, I'll answer the question there and then. If there's any queries about the product, you can overcome that by showing and demonstrating. We also have a moderator that also moderates the live, just in case we get any naughty comments. But overall, you know, we have that interact and that dialogue, you know, straight away.
Yeah, TikTok Live, the engagement is in real time. I want you to imagine students popping into a chat. Now I'm in the middle of playing my congas, blasting music, having a dance party in the corner of my bedroom, actually. And a student pops in and says, hey, Ms. V, what's the homework again? You know, it's actually, it's funny. I'm like, hey, I'm in the middle of my show. But that opportunity for a kid to just hop in and see their teacher doing what they love, but hey, can we get back to the school stuff? Yeah, okay, so the homework is on Google Classroom. I've had parents jump into the chat. I've had administrators. It's an awesome thing to bring people together. And I think when I see my principal's username pop in and students, they're like, oh wait, the principal's in here, we're out. Yeah. See ya.
So I've heard you talk about TikTok as like this global stage, and as a performer, that's got to be relevant. What does that mean to you? How do you see that?
Gosh, I played on the biggest physical stage in July for the FIFA Club World Cup halftime show, and that was incredible, 80,000 people. And then when I think about TikTok and preparing for this conference, I realized that TikTok is the biggest stage I'll ever perform on. The massive reach and the opportunity to grow a brand globally is incredible. So I say that if you're ever considering putting your business on the app, it is the way to go because, well, one, it's free, and you never know who's watching.
So let's talk about that, and Dom, maybe a little bit about TikTok Shop, because our audience might not be as familiar with that aspect of TikTok. how does it work? How do you make
Sure.
sales? What does that look like for you as a
Absolutely.
business owner?
So you have TikTok, then you have a marketplace within the TikTok shop, which is where you can see all the products listed. And you can work with affiliates that can tag the products, make a video, and then actually get paid a commission. So a lot of the people that I work with are affiliates that will talk about our products, and then if you click on their link, they will get a commission, from buying that product or from the sale. When I think about TikTok shop, for me, it's like having a store, like a physical store that you have viewers, thousands of people coming in every single day to view your products, buy your products. It really is like a virtual shop, that you can bring in, customers.
And instead of paying rent on a physical store,
Instead of paying rent, you're paying nothing. Yeah, nothing at all.
Not bad.
It's great.
Next question. What do you hope people learn from watching your content? From the viewers that you have, the followers on your account, what do you hope they're taking away from what they see from you?
I think there's two things for me. So I do a lot of educational content where I'll show you how to install a wig. So I want to install confidence and encourage someone who is new to wig wearing not to be scared, because I'm going to show you how easy it is to go from no hair to hair, as an example. And then on the flip side, there is the business side. I worked in corporate for 15 years and I was very, very scared to walk away from a stable job. But you can do that. All you need is a camera, a ring light, and you go live on TikTok and you don't know what possibilities could open. So I would say, it's very low entry, low barrier. And yeah, just give it a go, because it can be life-changing. It really can.
And I don't want you to give away too many, business secrets here, but
It's all right.
you've left the corporate world and you're now in business for yourself, and
Yes.
you're financially secure enough that you're bringing on employees and expanding your business. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that?
I can, yeah. So it's been 2 years now, my TikTok shop journey. The business is growing 3 times every single year. As I mentioned earlier, we're literally on the brink of hitting 7 figures within 2 years, which is absolutely incredible. And we're growing into retail as of next year, so it's expanding exponentially.
And your mom's on the payroll. Who else do you
My
have
mom's on the payroll. I also have 3 other ladies on the payroll as well, and currently looking for some TikTok shop presenters if anybody wants to wants to apply.
So if you know someone, we'll get some referrals here. So what is, you're going into retail, can you talk about what that looks like?
Yeah, I can actually. So we have a wig care line now that we've been able to grow and scale because of TikTok shop, and we're hoping to get into Boots. I don't know if you have a Boots in the US, but we want to get into Boots, which is like a Sephora equivalent. And yeah, this is all because we started on this amazing platform.
Amazing. Crystal, how about you? What do you hope people take away from watching your content?
Well, TikTok is not just entertainment. There's a bigger picture here. It's about community building, opportunity, making an impact. When I go live, yes, the initial point of it all is to entertain, but if you really look a little deeper, you'll notice that I'm giving a lot more of myself to the community. People get to know me on a personal level, and I feel that I have a lot to offer as a person, and just with my values and my work ethic. So, the opportunity is there, the stage is there. It can be for whatever you want it to be. And you can do it part-time, you can do it full-time. The brand, we are a brand. People buy into who we are first, and then they follow along second. So I take full advantage of the reach, and again, hoping that I can inspire the young minds. Yeah.
All right, one last question for you both. What would you like the audience to take away? One thing from your experience as TikTok creators, what do you want this audience to hear from you?
TikTok is not a dance app. It's actually a real business strategy that you can use to, start a business. So I would say TikTok is very much something that you can use as a platform to grow and scale a business, or even your personal brand if you want to get reach and if you want to push yourself out there.
Crystal?
Yeah, I say this. I live by the saying, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Yeah. You have an app to do that. You can show the change that you want to see in the world, putting the content on there. Again, taking advantage of the massive reach that TikTok offers.
And you'll find your community. You'll find your tribe.
Good thing TikTok's not just a dance app. That would cause me some problems. It's a little bit of everything for everybody. The For You page, of course, gives you the kind of content that you're most interested in. Well, this is great. Let me wrap up here in the last minute or so. Clearly, our creator community is why TikTok is the source for entertainment, for culture, and for economic impact. Crystal and Dom, obvious reflections of that. We hope you want to learn more. Please learn more. You can go to our website. You can download the app. Come and talk to us. There's also the interactive TikTok Global Commitment and Impact Wall That's a mouthful, but I was in there checking it out earlier. It's really amazing. You should have a look. And we hope to continue the conversation. It's been a great conversation here today. Thank you so much to Crystal and Dom for being here and sharing your stories. And thank you for being a great audience. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job, team.